Guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to week 2 of the Rugby League World Cup. Exciting times ahead as we recap round 1 or week 1 and get into our week 2 tips. Obviously did my full-on preview where I had tips, and some of those have changed. There's some huge lines on Sportsbet that I'm looking at going. So let's get straight into it, guys. So let's start with a recap coming to you from Coffs Harbour Entertain House on holiday. So Samoa and England, a close game we expected last week, but Samoa lost that game convincingly, 60 points to 6. It was a big win for England. They are the home side. They're going to be dominant in week 2. Going into game 2, we had Australia against Fiji. Fiji scored the first try of the match, but Australia on the back of Harry Grant, Cameron Munster. I thought Harry Grant was fantastic. I thought Angus Crichton was fairly good as well. And it was 42 points to 8 in favour of the Kangaroos. Let's move into Scotland versus Italy. Italy went into the game as underdogs. They had Nathan Brown in their side, who was fantastic for Italy. And they won that game. Not only won it, but they won it convincingly, 28 points to 4. So great win there for Italy over Scotland. Jamaica were absolutely embarrassing over Ireland, 2 points to 48. Really big win for Luke Keary's Ireland. We will see if Ireland are the dark horse that everybody thinks they are, as they have a big game this week against Lebanon. New Zealand versus Lebanon. Now, I watched this game. Lebanon were in the contest early on. Josh Mansour scored early on. Adam Doueihi was sent off the field. Mitchell Moses was decent. I thought he had an okay game. The commentators were really revving him up. Had a couple try assists, a few involvements, but in the end, New Zealand just too good in that second half. We all expected that kind of scoreline. 34 points to 12 in favour of New Zealand, a bit closer than some people think. The bookies had it at 40 points. France defeating Greece. I tipped 36 to 12. It was 34 to 12, so a huge close prediction for that game. I watched this game, Tonga versus PNG. PNG lost that game 18 to 24. They were really in it. Some could say they even got robbed. There was a great contest between these sides, and I hope at some point they meet again and play out a game, because I thought it was fantastic. And then you had Wales versus, it was so good. That was the game of the round for me. The fact that Takiaho put in a kick for Kolomatangi to win the game. Awesome game of rugby league, and Justin Olam was on fire. Wales were leading at halftime, lost that game though. They were down 12, up 12-8, lost the game by 6, 18 points to 12. That's a full wrap of the scores for week. So now here are my tips for week 2. A few changes, a few lines to take, a few bets. Let's see how we go. For week 2 of the World Cup, Australia take on Scotland, and I'm going to go Australia by 28. There is a huge line set for this game. I'm going to take Scotland to cover 70, which is about that line expected. I think it's like 64 on Sportsbet, with Tedesco and the Fox to score a try. $2 odds, I don't mind that. I think it's pretty safe. Scotland's not going to, I don't think Scotland are going to get absolutely rolled like people think they do. I just feel like footy is not as bad as these lines are set out, but we will see if I'm wrong. As for the next game, it is Fiji against Italy, I believe, and I'm going to go with Fiji to win this one. I know that Italy came off a win in week 2, but I think Fiji will win and bounce back. I think they'll win 30 points to 12. I think they'll work on their defense. They've got a strong side. Fiji are going to win week 2, in my opinion. Next up, you've got England, and they take on France. Now, I'm going to go with England 44 to 16. I think they'll be too good. They're coming off a huge win, scoring 60 points. I think they're pretty safe to score 40 this week, and I'm going to go with England 13 plus into Callum Watkins, anytime try scorer. It's $1.95, almost $2. I don't mind that value there. Next up, you've got New Zealand versus Jamaica. Huge one, this one. New Zealand, I'm going to go 44 to 12. I reckon Jamaica will score a couple tries. I know no one reckons they'll score tries, but I reckon they'll cover 67.5. And I reckon Sebastian Chris and Nikora to score a try at any time. That gets you $5.25. There's huge odds if you like Jamaica to cover that 80-point line, which is outrageous. Next up, we got Lebanon versus Ireland, easily probably the game of the round. I'm actually going to go with the upset here. No Adam Dewey for Lebanon. You've still got Mitchell Moses. You've still got Jacob Courage. You've got Josh Mansour. Ireland have some great attacking weapons in their side, but Lebanon can contain it. And if they can play for at least 65 minutes, I think they can get over the top of Ireland. So I'm going to go Lebanon to win that game. 24 points to 18, Lebanon by 6. Next up, you've got Samoa, and Samoa, just to remind me, are taking on Greece. Greece, huge line for this. They're paying $80 to win, and they're not going to win. Samoa are going to bounce back. They've got a very quality side. They're going to show that they're a threat. They're going to win this game by 30. They're going to win 40 points to 10. I reckon Samoa are going to roll Greece. Next up, you've got Tonga going up against Wales. Now, Wales obviously lost 18-12. It was a really nice fight from them. They were big odds as well, and they covered the line, I think, really. Their line was about 26.5. They've set a line of about 36.5 against Tonga. And Tonga, they're a great side, but I just didn't think they played their absolute best, and they're going to play much better footy here. They're going to win this one by 16 points. It's going to be a bit closer than people think. I reckon Tonga 32-16. I think Wales have some points in them. They're a side that have some points, and I think we'll see some points coming out in that second half as well. If they can work on their defense, they're a chance of pulling off an upset here, but I'm going to go with Tonga by 16. And last but not least, you've got Papua New Guinea, and Papua New Guinea play the Cook Islands. The Cook Islands are $5, Papua New Guinea $1.18, so quite evenly matched up odds compared to some of these games. And I'm going to go with PNG 13+. I think they can respond from their loss, and I think they'll win 26-10. But those are my tips for week 2 of the Rugby League World Cup. Let me know your tips in the comments. Make sure you watch my simulations, Rugby League Live with Tane. He's playing as the opposition. I'm playing as the home side. It's a new little series we've got going on the channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.